Well, happy Friday to you, everyone. We did have a decent little wave of showers and storms pushed through earlier this afternoon. It was actually, I'll say mid-morning to around mid-afternoon. It hit around midday for us. Those storms are now well east of us. We do still have some storms in the region we're looking at that possibly could impact some portions of the CSRA, at least over the next couple of hours. So right now we're looking at a few tiny downpours across Johnson County. Those are trying to make their way into Emmanuel County. And then we're looking at these storms up towards Athens. They're kind of falling apart right now, so I'm hopeful that this isn't a huge issue for us, but there's a lot of outflow boundaries just kind of pushing across the region, so that can quickly just pop up very sporadic and isolated showers and storms over the next couple of hours. But I would imagine if you have evening plans, I know we got a big football jamboree going on up at Strom Thurmond tonight, looking good for most spots. I wouldn't imagine we see too much rainfall for the rest of this evening and tonight. Temperatures are going to be dropping most likely to the low 70s by daybreak tomorrow, and then the heat is going to be on, folks. We're expecting highs most likely in the mid 90s tomorrow afternoon. With the humidity, it's going to feel a good bit hotter. Now, there's not many storms in our forecast this weekend, so if you do have outdoor plans, we're not expecting a lot of wet weather that would impact them, but you are going to have to pay attention to the heat and humidity. 96 Saturday, 98 on Sunday. By Sunday, we bring back just a very isolated storm chance, but once again, mostly dry. But we do have some heat alerts in effect. So the Western CSRA currently included a heat advisory Saturday that will stay in effect all Saturday afternoon through around 8 p.m. Now, you may be wondering, why is it only the Western CSRA included in a heat advisory? How come we're not on a heat advisory here in Augusta or Evans or Aiken? Well, we're covered by different National Weather Service forecasting offices, so all our western counties are covered by the forecast office in Peachtree City. Their threshold for entering or for issuing a heat advisory is up to 105 on the heat index for more than 3 hours. Now, in order to get a heat advisory in all our other counties that are covered by Columbia and Charleston, we have to have a heat index up to 110 for 3 hours straight. So that's why we're not underneath the heat advisory for the rest of the area, but everybody is going to be equally as hot. There is also an excessive heat watch in effect for the Western CSRA from that forecast office in Peachtree City for Sunday. So they're actually expecting the heat index to get up to 110 and stay for 3 hours by Sunday. So a little bit of a difference between a heat advisory and an excessive heat warning. The excessive heat warning is a little bit higher threshold. And if there is an excessive heat warning issued for our western counties, I would imagine the rest of the CSRA gets placed underneath at least a heat advisory. So kind of get into the weeds a little bit about why they issue these and kind of the threshold for them, but the big gist of it is just everybody's going to be very hot and humid. And this is what it's expected to feel like by tomorrow afternoon. Everybody should be feeling above 100 most of the afternoon tomorrow. I would say peak heat index temperatures anywhere from around 105 to 106. Take a look at what happens Sunday, though. So Sunday is going to be the hotter of the 2 weekend days, and right now we're expecting the heat index to be anywhere from 105 to maybe even up to 110 by Sunday afternoon. So definitely enough to allow those heat advisories to be issued area-wide, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do see that happen towards the end of the weekend. As far as rain chances go this weekend, once again, not really expecting anything during the day Saturday. If we do see rain Saturday, there would be a window kind of late into the evening after sunset and through around midnight. So if you do have Saturday evening plans after the sun goes down, may just want to keep an eye to the sky. On Sunday, just kind of our generic summer outlook to where it's very hot and humid during the day, and then maybe an isolated storm or two does bubble up into the afternoon. Lake's going to be a great place to be this weekend. Those high temperatures may be just a degree or two cooler than us here in Augusta, but still very hot. Lake temperatures right now 84 at Plum Branch Yacht Club, and still plenty of water up at the lake. That current level is just about 2 feet below full pool. Another thing to keep an eye to the sky for this weekend is that we actually have the best meteor shower of the year peaking this weekend. So the ideal time to check this out is between midnight and dawn. Ideally, you want to get away from city lights, but this show is actually supposed to be so good that even under city lights, you should be able to see at least a few meteors per hour. So pretty crazy stuff. And if you get away from those city lights, rural places could see over 60 per hour. So pretty impressive there. Definitely worth checking out if you are going to be up late over the next couple of nights. So between midnight and dawn, and there's not really a particular space, a spot in the sky you really look towards. You can really look anywhere in the sky and see them. So just make sure you're keeping that phone away, and that's the best way to kind of get your eyes in focus for the nighttime. Now, looking ahead at the 7-day forecast, remember, very hot and humid this weekend. Will stay hot and humid through early next week. But by Tuesday, our next cold front does show up, and that's going to bring us a good chance for storms Tuesday, and then knock off our high temperatures a little bit by next Wednesday and Thursday. And we'll most likely start to get slightly cooler mornings, not by much, but hopefully it does bring us a little bit lower humidity by the middle of next week. But hopefully you had a great Friday and some good weekend plans. Stay safe in the heat. We'll have another update for you coming up on News 12 at 11.